When someone on your team isn't performing, it's easy to point the finger at them. But a good manager knows to check the mirror first. Sometimes performance problems grows from the gap we create. Unclear expectations, inconsistent feedback, or the wrong kind of pressure. Attitude problems, too, can take root in how we communicate, model behavior, or handle conflict. The hard truth is that team issues often trace back to leadership blind spots. Asking the right questions keeps you honest and helps you lead with more self-awareness and precision. The first question to ask yourself about performance problems is, have I made expectations clear enough for everyone to succeed? Many performance issues start when people don't know exactly what's expected or how success is measured. Imagine a marketing associate who keeps missing the mark on campaign reports. You said you want insightful summaries, but that phrase means different things to different people. Without specifics like metrics, format, or tone, they're guessing. When the report comes back wrong, it looks like poor performance, but it's really an unclear target. The fix is simple but powerful. Revisit your instructions. Put expectations in writing. Share examples. Ask them to restate what they understood. That quick check avoids misunderstandings that snowball into frustration. The second question is, have I given them the resources, training, or time to do the job right? Underperformance often reflects an environment problem, not a person problem. Picture a customer service rep who keeps falling behind on response times. It's tempting to assume laziness, but maybe the new ticketing system is glitchy, or they've been covering an absent coworker's workload. If you haven't verified what tools and capacity they have, you might be blaming them for your system's failings. To avoid this, check resource access, workload balance, and training gaps before critiquing results. When you fix the environment, you often fix the performance without ever needing to issue a warning. The third question is, have I been consistent and fair in my feedback and recognition? If someone feels like standards shift depending on the day, or worse, depending on the person, they'll disengage. Think of a warehouse team where one worker gets praised for speed while another gets scolded for cutting corners, even though they both made the same trade-off. That inconsistency kills motivation. The solution is to standardize your feedback. Set one clear definition of good work. Apply it evenly. Follow through every time. Consistency builds trust, and trust fuels effort. When you turn to attitude problems, the question gets more uncomfortable because they ask whether your leadership tone might be shaping the team's mood. Attitude doesn't form in a vacuum. It mirrors culture, and culture mirrors you. The first question to ask yourself about attitude issues is, have I been modeling the behavior I want to see? If your team seems cynical, withdrawn, or impatient, check your own demeanor first. Suppose you've been stressed about a product launch and keep sighing in meetings or dismissing small talk to get down to business. Your team will pick up on that tone and start acting the same way. Negativity cascades downward. To reset, make sure your visible behavior matches your expectations. Show calm under pressure. Acknowledge challenges, but keep perspective. People don't mirror what you say, they mirror what you do. The second question is, have I created a safe enough space for honesty? Sometimes, what looks like a bad attitude is actually bottled up frustration that employees don't feel safe expressing. Picture a software engineer who's gone quiet in meetings, arms crossed, offering nothing. You might read that as apathy, but maybe they've raised concerns in the past and were brushed off. Now, they've stopped trying. The fix is to reestablish safety. Invite candid input and actually use it. Ask, what's not working for you right now? And listen without defensiveness. When people see their feedback leads to action, or at least acknowledgement, they re-engage. The third question is, have I let small cultural problems fester until they turned personal? A few unchecked behaviors can corrode morale fast. Maybe one high-performing team member is sarcastic or dismissive toward others, and you've ignored it because that's just their personality. The rest of the team notices, feels unprotected, and becomes resentful. Their attitude problem is really a symptom of your silence. The way to prevent that is to deal with the friction early and directly. Call out disrespect in the moment, set behavioral norms, and remind the team that skills don't excuse bad conduct. You can't build a healthy environment on tolerated toxicity. It's worth noting how these leadership questions often overlap. The same unintentional oversight can harm both performance and attitude. For instance, unclear direction not only leads to poor results, but also to growing frustration. A lack of recognition doesn't just lower motivation, it can also build resentment. When you regularly ask yourself those questions, you start spotting those overlaps before they harden into real damage. Say you're managing a project team that's consistently missing deadlines. Start by checking your own role. Did you define success clearly? You realize you've been telling them to be strategic without defining what that means for this project. You clarify, break tasks into milestones, and suddenly progress picks up. Then you notice a few team members still seem disengaged. You ask yourself whether you've modeled optimism or just urgency. You decide to shift your tone, celebrate small wins, and stop publicly venting frustration. The energy in meetings lifts almost immediately. What looked like a motivation problem was actually leadership tone and unclear direction. Take another example. A veteran employee has become openly skeptical about new initiatives. You catch yourself thinking, they're just negative. Then you realize you've been presenting changes as final decisions rather than open discussions. When you invite their input early and thank them for their candor, their skepticism softens. The attitude wasn't defiance. It was frustration at feeling unheard. These 6 questions don't just diagnose problems, they reshape your leadership mindset. They remind you that accountability starts at the top, not as punishment, but as example. Owning your part in other struggles doesn't mean taking all the blame. It means recognizing your influence and using it to create conditions where people can succeed. When you do that, performance improves naturally and attitude follows. The team becomes more open, resilient, and engaged because they trust that leadership isn't looking for fault. It's looking for solutions. That's how you turn tough moments into growth for everyone, including yourself.